NASA predicts the date of the $150 billion ISS to crash and burn after it plunges through the Earth's atmosphere. I'm concerned about what toxic materials could be coming down at us as well with that. Now, NASA has announced the date it expects to send the $150 billion or £110 billion International Space Station, the ISS, to crash and burn into the Pacific Ocean, from what they say. It comes a month after the Biden administration confirmed that it would extend the station's operational lifetime to 2030. Now NASA has published an updated vision for the space station. It focuses on new generation of probes. They expect to send the space lab plunging through Earth's atmosphere January of 2030, splashing into the Pacific Ocean. So that's in 8 years. Robin Gatens, director of the station, said the ISS is entering its third and most productive decade as a groundbreaking scientific platform in microgravity. He said this third decade is one of results, building on our successful global partnership to verify exploration and human research technologies to support deep space exploration, continue to return medical and environmental benefits to humanity, and lay the groundwork for a commercial future in low Earth orbit, commercial future. But the whole thing will not burn up in the Earth's atmosphere like most space debris that are sent back. Chunks of the ISS will survive re-entry, and they will splash down in Point Nemo. It's a space junk graveyard in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean. It's located in the South Pacific Oceanic uninhabitable area, 1,670 miles from the Pitcairn Islands. A number of other probes reside there, including the first U.S. space station Skylab, and that was taken out of orbit in 1979, and the Mir space station, which was disposed of in 2001. The first ISS component was launched in 1998, and the first long-term residents arrived in the year 2000. The first ISS component, the station has since been continuously occupied for 22 years, becoming the longest continuous human presence in low Earth orbit. It surpassed the previous record of 9 years and 357 days held by the Mir space station of Russia. The ISS has been a beacon of peaceful international scientific collaboration. This is what NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said, but all of its mission goals will have been completed by the end of this decade. The agency testified to Congress that it plans to purchase crew time for at least 2 and possibly more NASA astronauts aboard commercial space stations by early 2030. The several companies, including Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, plan to launch their own commercial orbiters. Extending the life of the ISS to 2030 is intended to give private industry in the US the time to develop the capabilities needed to operate the microgravity platforms of their own. Phil McAllister, director of commercial space NASA headquarters, said the private sector is technically and financially capable of developing and operating commercial low Earth orbit destinations with NASA's assistance. I don't agree with this. I really don't believe that such a very, very important, substantial technology and area of science should be given to commercial entities that can go bankrupt the next day or have to look for financing. We know that other countries are funded by their governments, and they will keep being funded by their governments, not only for the mission, but the technology and the research and development for such technology. And this is, to me, I don't agree with it. Certain things have to have government funding behind them, which will be never ending. As you can understand, okay, a private entity can go bankrupt the next day. It does not mean it's a going concern. Now, the private sector, they said, is technically financially capable. I don't agree with that. He says, we look forward to sharing our lessons learned and operations experience with the private sector to help them develop safe, reliable, and cost-effective destinations in space. The report, we believe, has delivered to Congress describes in detail our comprehensive plan, he says, for ensuring smooth transition to commercial destinations after retirement of the ISS in the 2030s. I think this is a grave mistake because that means the space race will be won by other countries. And whoever dominates space dominates the world. That's my view. Anyway, this is by Callum Hoare on Express UK. Please give me your feedback on this. Thank you for your support, and please leave your comments. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box